What up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome. Today we're going to talk about some of our capture devices and the quality you can expect out of some of them. Let's put this up here. Perfect. So yeah, we're going to talk about capture cards, the quality you can expect out of them when you're doing your live broadcast or just capturing your face, whether it be for Zoom, whether it be for gaming, live gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. There are a lot of different capture cards out there, and you can do a lot of things with them. Whether you're using, you're straight up just webcam drivers plugged in directly into your camera. Something like the AVerMedia Live Gamer Duo or the Razer Ripsaw. Capture cards, they come in all shapes and sizes. They all do a lot of different things. And, in this quick little video, we're gonna actually show you the qualitative differences of those different capture cards in the same PC, off the same camera, off the same live feed, so you can actually see what it kind of looks like. Let's get into it.
We're going to talk about the quality you can expect out of your capture device across the 4 capture devices that I happen to have. As we already talked about, I've got the Razer Ripsaw HD, a generic made in China USB 2.0 capture card, the AVerMedia Live Gamer Duo, and the Canon web camera drivers. So yeah, let's talk about the setup real quick. Don't forget to push the like and subscribe thingamy and hit the notification bell. Motherflower. Okay, this is what we're working with. Do we have a camera? Woo! We'll use that one. Okay. So we got our camera, and then we have a switch. I wonder if there's one that looks more ascalicious. Nope, that's not what we're looking for. Whatever. We're going to use this L2 switch logo, right? And then we need a computer. That's a computer-looking computer. I love it. Beautiful. We'll make it more bigger. All right. So we got our computer. We got our switch. And then what else do we have in path? Let's see. We've got our capture. We're going to call it Video Gateway. Yeah, that one looks good for me. We'll call the first one. Well, we have 3 of them. Get rid of that crap. So the very first one is our AVerMedia Live Gamer Duo. The next one is the Razer, and then this one is generic. Let's see, now do we have a USB? We do. We'll go ahead and throw that bad boy up in there. That looks about good. And then what else we got? We have an HDMI, big old logo. So we go like this. We've got our handy dandy US bezel over here. And the US bezel goes into the computer. Yep. And then this goes here. We need me, right? Person. That's me. Moron. I'm gonna move the moron to the top of the screen. So this is what the setup looks like roughly. Well, actually, that's not true. The AVerMedia is not going into a USB input. Ditch that. We're gonna do that because the AVerMedia is an internal capture device. Yeah. That's correct. I think we could probably fiddle with this stupid diagram for, well, next to eternity. Cool. Now let's talk about it. So here's our capture setup. Canon M200. Like I said, Canon M200. EFM to EF lens adapter, also made by Canon, to a Canon EFS 24mm f2.8 lens. Outside of the camera, we've got an HDMI cable into an HDMI switch. As then 3 cables coming out of it, which connect to the generic USB 2.0 capture device, the Razer Ripsaw HD, and the AVerMedia Live Gamer Duo. The 2 generic USB and Razer Ripsaw HD are over the USB bus. Also, we are using the Canon web camera drivers for comparison's sake. That's a micro USB directly into the computer. Got 3 inputs over the USB bus. One is a PCIe device, which is plugged in directly to the motherboard of the computer itself. So here's the breakdown. This is what we're dealing with. And now let's take a look at what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. Like I showed from the diagram, this is what the 4 capture devices look like simultaneously. Can you tell which one's what? The camera is broadcasting in Cine style, so it should be flat. It looks a little gray, looks a little washed out, and that's intended because we haven't applied any color correction, which we do on the fly in OBS itself, or in DaVinci Resolve if we're making a video. So this is what it looks like. We got the 4 capture devices. Some of them are smooth, some of them have a higher frame rate, some of them have a little latency, some of them have a little bit yellow tint, some of them are a little too pink, some are a little too red. All of them are a little different, and they're all basically the same. So if we go ahead and apply the LUT, the color correction, this is what we're working with. This is the same LUT applied to all 4 images simultaneously. AVerMedia Live Gamer Duo, Razer Ripsaw HD, Canon M200 webcam drivers, generic capture device. Can you tell which one's what? If you're watching this for the first time, leave a comment. Let's figure out which one's what. Each one of these is slightly different. Like one of them I look like I have a little bit of spray tan. The other one I look a little darker, and the another one I look a little washed out. Each one is different, and they're all capturing the same thing. Literally out of the same camera at the same time, capturing the same shit. Have you figured out which one's what? AVerMedia, generic, made in China capture device. Canon M200, Razer Ripsaw. Any guess? No? Yes? Yes? No? Chat? Chitty chat? All right, so yeah, have you guessed? Have you guessed? Have you guessed, chat? Left a comment, decided which one's what, figured you'd already go ahead and buy the thing you need or want. All right, well, there it is. That's the difference. AVerMedia, web camera drivers, Razer, and generic. Me, personally, I started off with the generic web camera thing, and I highly recommend it. To this day, highly recommend it. I think it's probably the best bang for the buck capture card, full stop. Like, if all you're doing is connecting your camera to your computer to stream, and you're going to use a smaller compressed image on top of a larger image, which is your gameplay or whatnot, why spend any money on a talking head web camera if you're never going to go full screen? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. The generic web camera driver is perfect. I mean, for smaller compressed video. I mean, it looks good. It looks fine. It looks great. The colors are a little washed out, a little too bright, a little too pink. But again, if your image is, sitting in a smaller section of broadcast itself, who fucking cares? Nobody cares. Most surprising, actually, in my opinion, using the webcam driver, works good. But it is the one that has the lowest frame rate with the most latency. I think in terms of latency, the Razer and the AVerMedia are probably on par. Then the USB generic capture device, and then the webcam drivers. But that said, the webcam drivers are fantastic if that's really all you want, right? If you want to turn your DSLR camera into a webcam for a meeting, Zoom, Meet, whatever, a conference call, some sort of, online session, I think it's probably, and you don't do it frequently, I think it's probably all you ever need. I think it's perfect, right? You buy the little web camera kit, gives you a dummy battery, something to plug into the camera itself, and a USB cable, plug that in your computer, and good to go. I think that it's totally worth considering, but it's something that there's some latency. You can correct the latency, but it's there. It's there for sure. The AVerMedia, in my opinion, it's damn near perfect. Yep. It's damn near perfect. It works fantastically. It's flawless. I think the only thing I don't like about the AVerMedia devices is how you install the drivers is clunky as a mother. Beyond that, once the drivers are installed, it's perfect. So that's all I got to say about that. The Razer one was surprising. It has a really good frame rate and really good latency. Like it's on point. So that's great. But that yellow hue is weird. In isolation, this is the Razer Ripsaw. The Razer Ripsaw is probably one of my favorite capture devices because, again, it doesn't look, or it looks good and it doesn't break the bank. But interestingly, there is a little bit of a weird hue when you apply the same color correction, which is quite literally the same LUT that we're applying to all of the other different images, and it just looks a little funky. Looks a little yellow, little gold, if you will. So yeah, this is something that you just need to be aware of if you are buying or thinking about buying the Ripsaw. It's totally worthwhile. Latency looks great. Frame rate, great. Weird hue. I don't think this would come across though if you were you know, plugged in directly into your PS4, PS5, Xbox, whatever, I think it would come across perfectly. I don't think you would notice it. Now, you can correct a little bit of it with the Razer Ripsaw because they do allow you to use the YUY2 video format or MPEG. And so this is the MPEG format, which actually makes it look a little better. Unfortunately, Razer doesn't allow it to run in XRGB mode, which is a bummer. But still, we're able to do, you know, color space, 709, color range full, and in MPEG, it gets rid of that hue. However, there is an impact to image quality. YUY2, according to the Razer documentation, has a sharper image than the MPEG format. But I think the MPEG format looks better. And this is the comparison. You've got all four side by side by side by side. I think if you look at it, you know, from a frame rate point of view, the webcam has the frame rate is a drawback. It kind of sucks. Razer's got a weird hue to it. Generic, little blown out. AVerMedia, I think looks perfect. If I had a Elgato internal capture device to compare it against, or an HD60 Plus, I would. But, you know, this is what I've got, and so this is what I'm comparing it against. And if I take all of these images and apply the exact same LUT to it, which we had done before in the previous little segment, this is what it looks like all the way across the board with color correction. And so, yeah, there you saw the frame rate jitter and the latency there. The latency you can fix, but the frame rate, you can't fix the frame rate. So, something to consider. Anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about capture devices. If you stayed all the way through this entire video, good job. There's a lot here, a lot going on. We're doing a lot of talking and things. None of this is sponsored. There's going to be some affiliate links in the bottom for some of the different devices I have. You clicked on them, you buy things, support the channel and all that other jazz. But all of these are my opinions and my opinions alone for things that I own. So there's that. If AVerMedia, Elgato, cheap Chinese capture device company, Canon want to send me gear, I will gladly abuse it. But until that time, you get my cynical and otherwise opinionated opinion about my opinions. So enjoy that. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks. If you liked the video, press the like button. If you don't.